Hello, hello, hello to everybody here in this room. Hello to all of our friends out there on Facebook Live. We are so happy to have you here. Today is our last day of our Peace Week, and I cannot think of a better way to end the week than with the fabulous Elise Witt. And so before we get into our song and our discussion, let's say hello. Hello to all of you. Of course, hello to our fearless leader, Joe Rossi. Hi, Joe. Hello to our beautiful, wonderful artist, Elise Witt. And hello to Deli, who is masquerading as Zoom user. And hello to Dan Walker and Becky Kane. Hello, hello to Susan G and Carol J. Hello to Elvie Miller, who is in Ireland and performing with us next week. We cannot wait for that. Hello to Sheila in Florida, and hi to Kevin Ennis. Hi to Cricket and Sarah Page, Pete and Janet. Hello to Kathleen in Albuquerque. And a big hello to Bob Walker and Arlene Baxter. And hello to Shari. Hi to Carolyn, and hello to Jamie and Bonnie in Idaho. Hello to Sue Sean and Ann Lafferty. Hello to Renata and to Trish, to Tom, who looks like you're in front of a beautiful ocean in Victoria. Hello to Nancy N. And I can't see her Irish cow today, but I'm sure that the Irish cow will be here soon. And hello to Luda and to Annette, to Anna Alter, hello, and hello to Caroline Quant, and hello to Deli with her name on now. Hi, Deli. And a big hello to Lynn and to Thomasina, and hello to Mark, who's also with Luda, if I can't see. There you are, Mark. Hi, Mark. Hello to Mark and Luda, both of you. Hello to Thomasina and to Ray Rossi, Joe's mom. Hello. And a hello to Barbara Robinson and Martha Wagner and Tuki D and Fred Stallings, all our friends off video, and Amos Houseman. Hello, hello, hello to all of you. And now I would love to bring up our incredible, incredible artist who we were lucky enough to have as a host all of last week before our Peace Week, Elise Witt. Come on up here, Elise.
Wow, Erin, what a beautiful hosting. Yay. Hi, everyone. It's so good to be back with you and to sing. And since it's Saturday, maybe some of us, got up a little bit later, had breakfast a little bit later, are kind of still getting into our bodies. So I wanted to start, instead of diving right into the song, I wanted to start with a little body and voice warm up. So I'm going to invite you to stand if you want and are able. You also may sit, but I'm going to stand and I'm going to suggest some things. First of all, I'm going to suggest that we connect the golden thread to the universe. So at the crown of your head, just take your hand and just imagine connected to the spine all the way down through the earth, and let yourself just kind of dangle off that like your feet weren't touching the ground. And when you let go of it, you still are completely connected to your spine and all the way to the earth. And let's just breathe in, raise your arms, take in all that air from the sky, and bring it down through the top of your head, down through your head, your neck, your torso, and just send it down into the depths of the beautiful earth. Do that again. Breathe in. And exhale. You could even do a little sigh as you're doing that. One more time, breathing in. And we're going to reverse it. Just draw some energy up from the core of the earth, bring it through your body, and then send it out around you like this beautiful protective layer of breath and energy from the earth. Again, bring it up. Lots of breath. And one more time, breathing it up. Whew. And now we're going to do a little bit of lion. So breathe in, come right up to the screen and just go. That looks so weird and wonderful. Again. Good. And shake everything out. Wonderful. Let yourself shake right from your belly and let everything just be connected to that. Maybe your arms fly out. Maybe even you leave the ground for a moment. And then how about your lips And your tongue. Good. I'm going to do a little bit of, you can either think of it as an echo, where you are my echo, or you can think of it as call and response. So whatever I sing, I want you to respond to it, either exactly what I do by echoing it, or be wild and free and do your own response to it. And I'll do it, and then I'll do it with myself again so that you're still duetting with me. Something like this. Do 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 do. La 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 la. La 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 la. Make sure your body is involved as well. Dim 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 dim. Dim 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 dim. Lo 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 lo. Lo 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 lo. Zamaye, zamaye, zamaye. Zamaye, zamaye, zamaye. La 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 la. La 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 la. Ha 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 ha. Ha 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 ha. La 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 la. La 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 la. Lo 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 lo. Lo 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 lo. Doom 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 again. Doom 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 doom. One more time. Doom 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 doom. Oh, I can sing. Oh, I can sing. All right. Normally I would do, about 5 more hours of that, but let's get right into the song. So this is Peace Week. Let me know if my camera is okay. And a good friend of mine, Alice Lovelace, who is very an activist here in the Atlanta area. She started the Arts Exchange back probably 40 years ago. And she is this incredible poet who goes to meetings of community groups, listens carefully, and at the end creates a poem that synthesizes what was talked about, what were the important points. And she said to me, peace is a great concept, but as you've been talking about at Daily Antidote all week, it's not enough by itself. And so for me, one of the most important things about peace is the idea of harmony. So the sign language for harmony, if you take your hands and face them toward you, and then you interlace your fingers, go around, 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 and bring your elbows up, and then bring your forefinger and thumb together and make a circle. It takes a little bit. If you're not getting it right away, that's okay. But this right here means together. But when we add this, it's harmony. So I think all of you are incredible singers, and you felt that idea. It's okay, Joe, you can keep working on it. And you felt that feeling of singing in unison with other people. When we sing in unison, we are actually making the same wave with each other. We're like riding this wave together. And you've probably also maybe stood next to someone where your sound was not quite the same, and you feel actual vibration, right? Because sound is vibration. So unison is us like getting on this sound wave that's exactly the same wave together. But harmony is all of us being different, but coming together in our differences to make this circle of sound. So this is peace with harmony, and your part is very, very simple. Whatever I sing at the beginning, you can just repeat it. I do it again. But the important part of this song goes, sweet, 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 peace with harmony. Try that. Sweet, 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 peace with harmony. happen a lot of times, so you can make harmonies to it. One more time. Here we go. Sweet, 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 peace with harmony. Is that feeling good? I want you, every single verse, try some different harmonies. Go wild. Do like bad harmonies. There's no such thing. All right, so here we go. You're invited to our home where there's peace with harmony. Sing it with me. You're invited to our home where there's peace with harmony. On the third line, I like to kind of improvise a little bit and say, everyone's invited to the Daily Antidote of Song where there's lots of peace with harmony. Here we go. Sweet, 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 peace with harmony. Again. Sweet, 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 peace with harmony. All right, now we're going to bring in the people closest to us. Bring your family and relations where there's peace with harmony. Bring your family and relations where there's peace with harmony. Bring in the ancestors, all the children we help raise in peace with harmony. Sweet, 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 peace with harmony. Sweet, 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 peace with harmony. Arlene is really practicing that sign language. You really got it, Arlene. And Joe's still working on it. All right, there's also room for this. Bring your troubles and your trials where there's peace with harmony. Bring your troubles and your trials where there's peace with harmony. Lay down your troubles, lay down your trials in peace with harmony. Sweet, 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 peace with harmony. Sweet, 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 peace with harmony. Yes, Aaron, you got it. All right, so this is a community of artists, a community of creators, of creative people. So let's bring all of those creations together. Bring your poems and your songs where there's peace with harmony. Bring your stories, your poems and songs where there's peace with harmony. Bring your dances, your stories, your poems and songs in peace with harmony. Yes. Sweet, 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 peace with harmony. Sweet, 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 peace with harmony. Okay, this next verse, it takes a little bit to sing it. Bring your enemies, bring your fears, where there's peace with harmony. Bring your enemies, yes, your fears, where there's peace with harmony. Bless your enemies, bless your fears in peace with harmony. Sweet, 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 peace with harmony. Sweet, 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 peace with harmony. Take a deep breath and let's go back to the beginning, bringing in everyone. Here we go. Oh, let's see here. Here we go. You're invited to our home where there's peace with harmony. You're invited to our collective home where there's peace with harmony. You're invited to the Daily Antidote of Song where there's so much peace with harmony. Sweet, 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 peace with harmony. Sweet, 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 peace with harmony. Okay, take it, just go wild. Here we go. Sweet find your favorite note. Sweet, sweet, sweet peace with heart. Oh my goodness, my phone is ringing in the correct. No, be quiet. Harmony. Sweet peace with harmony. Oh my goodness, it's so good to see everyone doing that harmony sign. Wow, the whole screen was just going like, woo!
Can you imagine being such a peaceful and a harmonious person that your phone sings in the same key that you do? That was really amazing. At first,
Okay.
I thought, how did she get a backing track playing with this beautiful little piano riff just for this part of the song? How did she do that? If you hadn't have told us, I don't think any of us would have known.
And of course, it was a spam.
But was it? Was it spam or was it a blessing in music?
Oh, Aaron, I
I
think
don't
you are
know.
so right. Was it a hawk coming to the window?
Maybe so. Maybe
Real
so.
hawk.
What a
I've
beautiful
been
throwback to
I've been
the other
hearing
day.
hawks crying up in the trees. And do you know that the crows they chase the hawks
I
away?
do.
It's so cool. It's like,
Even though
oh,
crows
oh.
are not hunted by hawks.
The hawks come and they want to get the eggs.
Mhm.
So yeah.
If crows are crying, you can be sure that there's a hawk or an owl nearby, which I don't know if it's their intention, but it inadvertently warns all of the smaller birds who are at risk of being eaten that there's a big bird of prey by. And I think it's kind of sweet.
I just saw a hilarious chat from Janet Shepard, who usually joins us here, but she is going home to, she's from Savannah, and she's at the MARTA station. MARTA is our Metro Atlanta Rapid Transit Authority, the train. And she said she's on Daily Antidote and she's like singing along, and everybody thinks she's crazy. Hopefully, she's teaching everyone at the MARTA station. Hi, Janet, on the train. Are you teaching everybody this sign? Oh my gosh, it's so good to see you. Yes, that is hilarious.
Daily Antidote has gone on the road already. We have been saying that we were going to do a Daily Antidote tour, so Janet's just getting a jump on it.
Well,
Yeah, start a flash mob on the train.
exactly. I'm hosting a garden tour here in Pine Lake, Georgia.
Oh, how beautiful.
Yeah, yep.
It's gotta
And
be
Sheila in
beautiful.
Florida, is that your garden or is that a picture of your garden? That is beautiful. Look at that. Look at those flowers.
It's a picture.
But is it your garden?
No. Do you want to know? It's in front of the grocery store. It's in a commercial parking lot.
Beautiful.
I just love them. They're so beautiful. I had
They
my
are.
camera with me. I had to share it. I love looking at it.
Why not take advantage of beauty wherever you find it, right?
Yeah, sure.
And hooray for the grocery store for putting some
I
beauty
know.
there for you to
Yeah.
enjoy.
It's a Publix parking lot.
Wonderful.
I
I
have
love
pictures from my backyard too. I can put them up.
All right.
that.
I'll wait.
All right.
Next.
I had a thought that I wanted to bring up to this community, seeing some of the things that have been talked about this week during Peace Week. And, I was thinking about how, we get really involved in movements to make change in the bigger world, but there's so much that can happen from us, starting in our own place. And of course, with ourselves and our families. But I was also thinking about how important it is to stop banking at large banks. How many of us know about our credit unions, our local credit unions that invest back in the community? Here in Atlanta, Bond Community Federal Credit Union is in the Little Five Points area, and it supports the businesses, it supports the people of the community. So I know so many people who have such good intentions around the world, and we all have our places that we can do things, and we can't all do everything. I totally know that. But that is something that we can do. We can move our money out to speak for us, to speak through community, through credit unions, and anybody can join them. You don't have to belong to a college to join that credit union or whatever. So that was just something that occurred to me, especially when we were talking with Dan and Claudia Zanes on, was it Monday or Tuesday? Yeah. Um, yeah, and I know this community is always looking for ways that we can, make an impact in the big ways and in the small ways.
Absolutely. That's
Yeah.
such a good point. And I actually have been, it's so funny that you bring that up because I am literally about to try to move my money out of Wells Fargo and
Yeah. Oh,
into um, a more local bank. And it's something that for the longest time, I just never knew anything about. Like, how do you bank locally? For the longest time, I didn't even know there were local banks. And
yeah.
so that's such a great point. And thank you so much for bringing that up, because you're absolutely right that change begins locally. It begins at home. It begins with us. And it begins in those ways that may not make a huge difference to us, but that can make such a huge difference to that local business, that local bank, and that little part of our community.
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Great. Um,
So, since we're talking about Peace Week, and since I consider you to be just one of the most intelligent and truly wonderful people to listen to. I love listening to you speak. I think that you always have such wonderful things to say and such wonderful ideas. I love asking people this because it's a loaded question, but also it's a question that has no bad answers.
uh-oh, I'm shaking in my boots that I'm
No.
wearing. I'm actually barefoot.
Ah, you liar. What does peace mean to you?
Yeah. Good one, Erin. Can I mute? No, just kidding.
Oh, that's cheating. That's cheating.
Well, I think a lot of it is what I was saying before I started the song about, well, let me go to my current state, which is that I've been reading one of my favorite books that I've ever read in my whole life, which is Braiding Sweetgrass by Robin Wall Kimmerer. If you haven't read it, please, please, please. And what I love about it is its subtitle. It's Indigenous Wisdom, Scientific Knowledge, and the Wisdom of Plants. And she talks, oh, Carolyn's holding it up. Yes, it's such a great book. And even the printing press that printed it is a sustainable press. Yeah. Yay, Carolyn, thank you. There it is, the beautiful Braiding Sweetgrass. But I think what is so has impacted me so much is her talking about how we think of humans as being kind of the main thing on the planet, and then everything else is kind of, secondary or subservient. And she talks about um, our relatives, the plants, our relatives, the soil. The soil that we nurture is so important when we're and we as partners with the soil, partners with the plants, partners with the creatures of the earth. She starts the whole book with the creation story um, of Sky Woman falling down to earth and being hosted by the turtle on the turtle's back, and all the creatures trying to help her, get her bearings and bringing gifts. And um, she brings with her the gifts from the sky, which are seeds for the plants. And so on Turtle Island is created this our Earth, and that people are one part of that. But we just think of ourselves as being the top. And one of the ways that she illustrates it is that in the naming of plants, and if a plant or an animal is named after a person, the person's name gets capitalized, but the scientific name of the plant is not capitalized. So anything, it's like anything that involves humans is like we put that at the top. And so I'm really trying to, I'm a big gardener, as I've probably told you all before. I'm a big gardener and I'm trying to kind of talk to my plants and learn from them. Every year different things happen. This year is an amazing summer. I've had incredible gardens, partly because I've been home the entire year and spent hours and hours in my garden. So peace, getting back to your question, peace for me, the search for it is about connection and interconnection with not only other humans, but all of the species that I encounter on Earth. And it's very challenging. I'm not very good at it, but I'm trying to get better.
So beautiful. That reminds me of something that Reggie Harris was talking about the other week. I think he was here last weekend, yes? When I asked him a similar question, he started talking about how all of these different things that we are always striving for, things like peace, things like equality, things like justice, all of these things that I think when we were younger and knew less about the world, we think of them as this destination. We think of them as the place we're going to get to one day. And as we get a little older and maybe a little wiser, we realize that they aren't a destination that can be reached, but rather a journey that we are all on and that we will always be on. And so maybe peace isn't a destination. Maybe it's a journey. And maybe it's just the journey that we can try to keep walking.
That's beautiful. Thank you, Karen.
On that note, could you send us out into the rest of our Saturday and finish out our Peace Week with another round of that beautiful song, Peace and Harmony?
Peace. So it's peace with harmony.
With harmony.
And thank you for saying that, because everybody always wants to say peace and harmony, but I want to braid them like the sweetgrass.
Peace with harmony.
Together. So do you want to do the whole song or just that one verse?
Up to you. Whichever you want. This is your show.
What do y'all think? Oh, let's do the whole thing.
Let's do it.
We have time. We still have 1 minute. You're invited to our home where there's peace with harmony. You're invited to our home where there's peace with harmony. You're invited to the Daily Antidote of Song where there's lots of peace with harmony. Sweet, 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 peace with harmony again. Sweet, 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 peace with harmony. Bob is harmonizing on his little bongo drums right there. Here we go with bring your family and relations where there's peace with harmony. Bring your family and relations where there's peace with harmony. Bring in the ancestors, all the children we help raise in peace with harmony. Sweet, 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 peace with harmony. Sweet, 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 peace with harmony. Troubles and trials. Bring your troubles, bring your trials, where there's peace with harmony. Bring your troubles and your trials, where there's peace with harmony. Now it's time to lay down your troubles, lay down your trials, in peace with harmony. Sweet, 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 peace with harmony. Sweet, 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 peace with harmony. I see some percussion happening here. I see continuing working on those sign language peace signs. Bring your poems and your songs where there's peace with harmony. Bring your stories and poems and songs where there's peace with harmony. Bring your dances, your stories, your poems and songs in peace with harmony. how can you bless it? Bring your enemies, bring your fears, where there's peace with harmony. Bring your enemies and your fears, where there's peace with harmony. And now it's time to bless our enemies and bless our fears in peace with harmony. Sweet, 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 sweet peace with harmony. Bring it back around. Here we go. You're invited to our home where there's peace with harmony. You're invited to our home where there's peace with harmony. Everyone's invited to the Daily Antidote of Song every day where there's so much peace with harmony. Sweet, 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 sweet peace with harmony. Sweet, 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 sweet peace with harmony. Go wild with the harmonies. Sweet, 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 sweet peace with harmony. Woo-hoo! Yes, Daily Antidote of Song. Thank you, everyone, practicing. Thank you, Erin, for being an amazing host. I'm so excited that you're hosting. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Thanks, everyone.
Thank you, Elise, for bringing us not only that beautiful song, but also just this beautiful day and our last day of our Peace Week. So like I said, this is the last day of our Peace Week, but tomorrow we start our CDSS virtual camp week. And so be sure to check your email for flyers and pictures and links coming all about that. And be sure, of course, to tune in next week for another incredible week in the Daily Antidote of Song. So now, before we all say goodbye to each other here in this Zoom room, let's all wave a big goodbye to everybody out there on Facebook Live. Goodbye, goodbye to everyone on Facebook Live with peace with harmony.